Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I wanted to go back through all of the recent launches at Sephora and give you updated reviews on all of these products. There has been a bunch of different items that have come out throughout the past month or so, and I have tried majority of them. I have done individual videos on a lot of these, trying them, testing them, doing a wear test. But sometimes I feel like, you can try a foundation for 12 hours and have a completely different experience with said foundation on a different day where you wear it with like a different primer, a different moisturizer, etc. So I wanted to go back, touch on all of these products and give you my review on them now that I've had them all for a month or so and I have been using them multiple times and in different ways. So this is going to be like a little speeds review type of video, and we're going to go back through all of the new Sephora launches that I have been testing out. If you are excited for today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, let YouTube know that you are interested, and if you're new to my channel, please don't leave without subscribing. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. There's no order to the way in which I'm going to talk about products today, but I do want to start with the new Natasha Denona lipstick collection. Let me grab everything. This one is easy to go back over because I loved this collection from day one. Here are the three lipstick shades. Swash. These are super creamy. They have a really nice luminous finish to them. They feel hydrating and they are also super pigmented. So literally there is nothing even remotely like bad to say about these, and I absolutely love every single one of these colors. I am able to use them all. The lip liners on the other hand, while I absolutely love the formula because Natasha Denona has the best lip liner formula ever, I love the color Daphne and I love the color Cala, but I would not recommend that you get the color Peony unless you have super fair skin. This is the swatch of Peony right here, the lip liner, and as you can see, it's pretty light. It's lighter than the color of my natural lips, and so it just makes my complexion look weird. It's just too light of a lip liner color for me, and so I don't love it. I have, however, been combining the color Peony with the Daphne lip liner, and as you can see, that just brings a little bit of depth around it, so it makes it look really beautiful. I can also use Cala with it, and that also works amazingly, but I just don't recommend the Peony lip liner. Here are the swatches of the three glosses, and these are also exceptional. They have this beautiful glossy finish. They last for quite a while, and my favorite thing about it is that they are not sticky. I feel like, for reference, if you've ever tried Pat McGrath glosses, this new lip gloss formula from Natasha Denona is very similar to the Pat McGrath lip gloss formula, which I absolutely love. So of course I'm obsessed with these, and I can also use all three of these shades. So if you're interested on the I Need a Rose collection from Natasha Denona, I recommend all three lipsticks and all three glosses. Of course, make your selection based on your personal preference, and I do recommend the Cala and Daphne lip liners. The only thing that I just did not love was the Peony lip liner, but if you have super fair skin, you might really like this one. It just wasn't for me, and I also don't think it would suit anyone with a darker complexion than mine. Another lip collection I wanted to update you on is the new ABH lip liners and lipsticks. I have tried only like one of each, but I just wanted to get a sense for the formula. The lip liner is called Sunbaked. The lipstick I have is called Taupe Beige. From some of your guys' comments, I know that the lipsticks weren't getting the best reviews. Something about like it creating that like butthole lip on the center of the lips, and I can honestly tell you I have had a great experience with both of these products. I haven't tried every single shade, but the shades that I have work amazing on me. In fact, this is what I'm wearing today, and as you can see, there's no like inner rim that is visible, because what I had been told is that you could see like a white rim inside the lip, and I don't have that issue at all with these two, and I absolutely love the formula. The ABH lip liner formula kind of reminds me of the MAC lip liner formula, so it's a little bit drier of a formula, which in turn gives you more control over where you're placing your liner. It lasts for a very long time and it is pretty pigmented, and I absolutely love the lipsticks. They are nice and glowy, they glide really well, pigmented, long lasting. I have had no issues with this one, and I am quite fond of the packaging. It's nice, simple, and rose gold. What is not to love about these? The Makeup by Mario liquid lipstick is something else that I wanted to further try before I gave you like my final thoughts on it, and I have worn it a handful of times since I first reviewed it. I have made it a point during the past few weeks to try all of these products over and over, and I honestly really love this new formula of liquid lipstick that Mario brought out. It's like a nice moussey consistency that is not too drying. It lasts for quite a while on your lips. I do love wearing it with a lip liner rather than without, but that might have to do with the fact that my shade is super pale. However, formula wise, if you want a matte finish on your lips and you need something that is going to give you that look but it's not going to like dry out your lips or create texture, etc., I do highly recommend the new liquid lipsticks by Mario because they have a really nice creamy formula. I said I didn't have a particular order in which I was going to go through products, but I started with lipsticks. I'm just going to do all of the lipsticks first, and the next one I want to talk about is this right here. This is new from Patrick Ta, and it is a plumping lip gloss. I have mine in the color Pouty. This is just like a regular clear gloss. The plumping effect is not visible. It also doesn't hurt your lips, which is good, but I really don't see much plumping happening. So if you're interested in it and you love the Patrick Ta brand, why not go for it? But just know that it's kind of like a regular gloss, nothing too like fancy or spectacular about it. It didn't plump up my lips that much, but yeah, nothing terrible to say about it, but this was just average. The last thing I need to talk about are these right here. These are the new Fenty refillable lipsticks, and I have heard that a lot of people are like not loving the packaging because it's bulky. I honestly think it looks really cool. I don't have anything against the packaging. Yes, it is a little bit bulky, but I don't like take it anywhere. Besides that though, I do feel like it is very cool looking. I like the little mechanism of opening it. It's interesting, it's different, and yes, you do have to buy the outside case separately, but you're also paying less for the actual bullet lipstick. So I don't know, I guess that's something we would have to take into account as well. As far as like the lip color selection that Fenty came out with, I bought the two colors that I thought were the ones that I would be the most comfortable with, and the formula is incredible. It's so creamy, so pigmented. It feels like you're wearing a lip balm. It's hydrating, feels nourishing. The formula just feels amazing, but even getting the two like lightest colors that I felt I would be more comfortable with, I wish there were even lighter shades of nude because I don't see myself reaching for those particular colors as much as I do some of my other lipsticks. But I wanted to make sure to tell you I have nothing against the packaging. I find it really cool looking. Not too heavy, but it does feel nice and luxe. And lipstick formula wise, 10 out of 10. Okay, so let's move on from lip products to cheek products, and I tried these two liquid cheek products from Milk recently. Let's start with the highlighter. I can honestly tell you I do not recommend this. It does nothing for your face. It is barely visible, just a waste really. I just rather not. However, the Milk liquid bronzer, which by the way, it annoys me that the highlighter is so much bigger than the bronzer. I wish the bronzer had the size of the highlighter. This stuff is really good. I'll show you a clip of when I was applying it earlier because that is the bronzer that I am wearing on my face right now. As you can see, it looks extremely natural, gives me a nice bronze all around. It's easy to blend, easy to use. It has a beautiful glowy finish to it. It gives me just enough color, but I love that it is very, very natural looking. I made it a point not to put anything over top of it, like I didn't put any powder, bronzer or anything on top today, so that you could see it just like on its own. And I just absolutely love this little thing. I don't think it's become like my new favorite liquid bronzer type product, but I did of course want to mention that I do like using it. So if you've been interested in it, or if you are in the hunt for a new liquid bronzer, this one is extremely natural looking and I love it. The highlighter though, no, don't do it. I literally have foundations and tinted moisturizers that on their own look glowier than the glow that the highlighter gives you. Last cheek product is the new Patrick Ta blush in the color She Is Blushing. I already knew that I love Patrick Ta's blush formula. I love the little format where he does the cream and the powder, and this color blush in particular is right up my alley. I absolutely love it. It's not too peachy, not too pinky, not too bright, but it's still nice and visible on the cheeks. I absolutely love it. I think this might be my favorite single blush color that he's come out with. I love it that much, and I also feel like this suits so many different complexions. Moving on to concealers, and I have tried more concealers than what I'm about to show you recently. However, this is only products that are at Sephora that I'm focusing on today, and I wanted to say the new KVD Beauty Concealer has been one of my favorites I've tried as of lately. It is the one I am wearing today as well. I've had it for a while now. It still looks nice and brightening. I've realized that I'd rather put barely any powder on it, if any. I remember when I did the concealer video, a lot of you said it looked better without powder, because I did with and without powder on each eye. And I'm not gonna lie, I do still put like a teeny tiny bit of powder, but I mainly focus on my cheeks, and like if a little bit of powder like travels up to my under eye, it's okay, but I don't focus on powdering the under eye a lot the way that I normally do, because this is a like natural to matte finish type of concealer, and I definitely don't want my under eyes to look dry. However, using it in the way that I have been using it, I absolutely love it, and it's been my new favorite out of all of the ones that came out lately. The other one that I have also really loved is the LYS Beauty one. This one is amazing if you have dry skin, because it is super creamy, extremely hydrating. I highly recommend it. It has a beautiful medium coverage, great packaging, very affordable at only $18. This was the cheapest of all of the concealers that I tried lately. And if you have dry skin, or if you have trouble with concealers looking dry underneath your eyes, you are absolutely going to love this one. And then the third concealer I tried recently from Sephora was this right here. This is the Tarte Power Flex Concealer. This is actually getting good reviews online from what I was looking at the other day, but it did not work for me. It's got this like thick formula that feels very hydrating when you first put it on, but then it dries down to a very matte finish, and it is a crease fest. It creases like crazy, so this was not a favorite at all, and I do not recommend it. And last but not least, foundations. And I've tried a lot of new foundations recently. Let me begin with one that I was really not sure about. I did a 12-hour wear test on this one, and by the end of it I was a little disappointed at the way it looked around my mouth, but I definitely wanted to like give it more tries on different days to truly give you guys my final thoughts on it. And unfortunately, this Cosas Revealer foundation is not working for me. Now, I have a theory. I've been feeling like a lot of the products that say that they have hyaluronic acid in the foundation are starting to dry down on me throughout the day, and I am not sure why. From what I heard when I worked at Sephora, the hyaluronic acid molecule goes inside your skin and absorbs moisture from the atmosphere or whatever. You are supposed to put a moisturizer over top of it, I guess, too, so that maybe it absorbs from there. I don't know. The point is that hyaluronic acid absorbs moisture, and I feel like when they put hyaluronic acid on foundations, it takes the moisture out of my skin and like everything looks dry. I don't know the exact exact science behind it, but I have noticed that when I use foundations that have hyaluronic acid, they tend to dry down on me throughout the day, which is devastating. And it never happens on my forehead where I have natural moisture or natural oils coming through. It usually happens around my mouth area where I tend to have drier skin. The point of all of this is that I had really high hopes for this Kosas foundation, but unfortunately it doesn't work on the areas where my skin is the driest, and therefore it does not work for me. If you have super dry skin like me, I wouldn't recommend, but I have seen good reviews of people who have normal and combination skin, so if that is you, you might want to still try it. The One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base did not work for me right off the gate. It looked dry and patchy and like it was just sitting on top of my skin in a very weird way. It is a very different foundation. It's got this moussey consistency. It looks thick on my skin. This was a no from the beginning. However, in my review video, I said maybe it would work for people with like combination or oily skin, and that maybe I'm just too dry for it myself. And I had some comments in that video of people with combination and oily skin who said that they had tried it and that it also was an absolute disaster for them. So I wanted to come back in this updates video and tell you guys that this is just like not recommended across the board. The Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, in my opinion, is an improvement on the Ultra HD foundation. That one never worked for me. It just didn't give me enough coverage ever, and it would kind of separate on my skin sometimes. This one, however, looks really nice and smooth. I love the coverage. I was worried that it wasn't going to work on my dry skin, but it absolutely does work on my dry skin. While it looks good and it wears well, it hasn't necessarily become one of my all-time favorite foundations, and I can't exactly pinpoint why, but it basically doesn't make my skin look as flawless as my skin looks per se with the Chanel No. 1 foundation, with the Pat McGrath foundation, or even like the Tarte Hydro Flex foundation. So yes, I like it. If you're interested, get it. It does work on dry skin, but it is not my all-time favorite foundation. However, I do think that it is pretty nice for daily wear. And the last product I wanted to talk about in today's video, and one that I for sure wanted to update you on, is what I'm wearing right now, and that is the Rose Inc Skin and Hands Luminous Tinted Serum. This right here, when I tried it, I really loved it, but it is a pretty natural looking product, and I have some updates for you. I have grown to like it even more than I initially did. Today I applied it with my L'Oreal BB Color Correcting primer, and that primer covers all of my redness, which was what this foundation on its own couldn't cover. So when I combine this foundation with that primer, I get this flawless complexion that you're looking at right now, that looks so natural and glowy, but like none of my natural blotchy redness comes through, and I absolutely love that. Besides that, I also realized that this is not a foundation I would recommend applying either with a brush or a sponge. This is, and I never apply products with my hands, this is one product that I would totally recommend applying with your hands, and the reason is that no other tool besides your hands is going to break up the little pigment particles as easily, and when you work this into your skin with your hands, it's like the coverage increases. The more you rub it in, the more coverage you get out of it. It's actually quite the magical process, and I absolutely love it. This just makes my skin look natural and nice and hydrated. It's good for every day, or you can also glam it up the way that I did today, and I'm totally happy that I picked it up. Okay, I know that was a lot of updates that I had for you, but I wanted to make sure that you guys knew exactly how I stand on these products, especially now that I've had them in my collection for a little bit over a month, and I have, like I said, made it a point to keep trying them and keep trying different ways of making it work. I have a list right here of the products that I just talked about, and I had it on the table so that I could make sure that I was trying them all several times before I did this video. So I definitely hope that it was helpful. If you found it helpful, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave, and if you're new to my channel, please don't leave without subscribing. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.